this shit. Got my fucking stomach in, never eat a fucking again. Better pray for all my sin, I don't feel no pain again. Fucking quit, got my fucking stomach in, I don't need a fucking again. Suffer now for all my sin, never feel no pain again. If I'm what I eat, then I must be nothing. If I'm what I eat, then I must be nothing. If I'm what I eat, then I must be nothing. If I'm what I eat, then I must be nothing.
Waking up like I ain't broke. All I need's a fucking smoke. While I fucking walk, drink another fucking coke. Food just make me wanna choke. Got my stomach all like smoke. No, that's not a fucking joke. Clear my plate, I'd rather croak. Extra shit like a bad plot. Mentally, all I do is rot. Feels like I've been fucking shot. Fuck this level when he set my lot. Why so fat? Why so fat? You so ugly, got no tats. Why so fat? Why so fat?
Now you feel just like a mat. If I'm what I eat, then I must be nothing. If I'm what I eat, then I must be nothing. If I'm what I eat, then I must be nothing. If I'm what I eat, then I must be nothing.
Feel so nauseous, I can't eat. All I want's a fucking sleep. Cut it out, that's not a leap. I won't, so I'd rather weep. Fuck this shit, I don't know why. Makes me wanna fucking die. All I do is fucking cry. You won't see me eye to eye. I ain't hungry, eat no steak. Want no bake for your cake. Fuck them bitches, they all fake.
They just judge and want a snake. Pile in my throat when I see a fucking note. I don't want to fucking choke. All I need's an antidote. When I die, that's all she wrote. If I'm what I eat, then I must be nothing. If I'm what I eat, then I must be nothing. If I'm what I eat, then I must be nothing. If I'm what I eat, then I must be nothing.
Yeah.
And the man's a swagger J. Wanna get you.
Of course it plays the copyrighted one next. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Darkévision. Hang on a second. There we go. Yeah. How's everyone doing tonight? Fuck yeah, dude. Hope we're all doing good. This is my first time fucking streaming from my fucking webcam in a while. I usually do Underhaven cameraless, yo. Fucking. I'm not used to being seen with this fucking headset on, yo. Feels weird, yo. Fuck yeah, dude. That was fire, thank you. Yeah, dude, if you guys like my song, go follow me on SoundCloud. You can go check me out on SoundCloud. It's Lord Darké over on SoundCloud. I got a couple songs and new songs coming. Next week, probably. Next week or two, new song up will be coming. I'm really fucking excited to show you guys that. It's gonna be awesome. Gamer J, dude. Yeah, dude, Gamer J. Where the fuck did my God damn it. Whatever, it's fine. There we go. Yeah, I have earbuds somewhere, and I actually prefer wearing them, but whatever. We'll do this. Anyway, so I see Hyan in the chat. I'm gonna set up the call-ins in a second. And Hyan is gonna be able to join. But first, what's up, everybody in the chat? We got Straight Up, we got Hyan Son, we got Ravenous Bean, we got Harry Rodman, we got Some Persona User, we got Czar of Woke Jikistan, and we got Animancer and Underhaven. Underhaven the podcast itself is speaking to me, and Rose Black. Fuck yeah, how's everyone doing? Welcome. Welcome to the stream, yo. Welcome to Darkévision. I haven't done one of these in a while. But I think it'll be fun. I've got a lot of stories that I actually pulled a bunch of stories yesterday that I was gonna look at, but yeah, I ended up just deciding to postpone this to today, because I like doing these on a Friday. So there's something about Friday, dude, especially since we're not doing Friday fuck-arounds just yet, or the cartoon Fridays as we used to call them. Gotta wait a little bit for that Underhaven overhaul, you know? Yo, what up, Mango? Welcome, Mango. Everyone's all here, yo. Well, not everyone. Most of the people on the planet have assembled here, though. The podcast has become a sentient thing, yeah, dude. Underhaven is speaking to me. It's come... I guess that's the only way that the show can speak to me, is to, like, come onto my fucking channel and be like, yo, Jay, you need to stop making so many racist jokes on Underhaven, Jay. This is why we're no longer on Twitch, Jay. So here's why Underhaven no longer exists on Twitch. Yeah, dude. See, who needs a soundboard when I can do voices so well, dude? I'll let Swegta rely on the fucking soundboard, dude. Now, eventually he does gotta show me how to set that shit up, so I can soundboard it up. But anyway, oh, I guess I should I should go to the Darké live room. Yeah, okay. Oh, no, actually not. Okay, well, yeah, I'll allow it, but I don't want to do it on my fucking PC. I mean, not on my PC. I don't want to... What? No, go away. I don't want to do it through the browser. I want to do it through the app. So let's set this up. Let's get in the fucking call-in Darké Live. Let's drag Hyan in here. Oh, let's drag him in. Yo, Hyan. What'd it do? I don't know if he can... Oh, I can hear him. Okay, and let's see if the chat...
Can't hear you for some odd reason.
Oh, shit. Let's see. Oh, that's my fault. That's my fault. Hang on a second.
Yeah, I got it.
No, that's my fault. I need to change it to my other mic. It's not showing up for whatever reason. Oh wait, can you still hear me? No, he can't. Okay. Why the fuck isn't that showing, dude?
Tonight's show was brought to you by the letter Q.
Yeah,
and
dude.
Number 3.
The letter Q. Dude, am I gonna have to use 2 mics for this? This is gonna be weird if I have to use 2 fucking... Oh wait, maybe I can... Hopefully this doesn't make a weird...
I can hear you. You're fine.
Feedback loop. Well, can you still hear me? No, see, you can only hear me when I have my second mic turned on, my headset mic, because for whatever reason my actual mic isn't going through. That's... Wait, can you... fucking garbage, dude. I hate audio issues. I hate restart.
Oh dear. No, I can't hear you. You're You sound like a test tone.
I'll make one more effort to fix it here, and if not, I'm just gonna use it how it is. Yep. Okay. I'm just gonna use it how it is because it doesn't wanna cooperate. Oh.
It's a touchy piece of technology.
Okay. Do you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. There we go. That should work. Okay. Anyway, sorry for the delays, guys. We have Hyan. How it is. But go away. Go away, Jay. Shut the fuck up. Stop interrupting me during my fucking stream, yo. Anyway, so we brought Hyan on because he wanted to talk about the election and voting for Biden, and so what are your thoughts on voting for Biden? Which way do you lean on that?
Which way do I lean? Well, let's be clear. I've been listening to Vosh for a little while because I just started listening to his content / watching him because occasionally playing Super Mario Brothers 2, I kind of soak things up passively. And he said, and I'm paraphrasing lightly, the best way for left unity is to vote Biden, and I completely fucking disagree with that because there's nothing that says let's roll over so that we could probably get our things taken care of. Nothing like fucking voting for a neoliberal. Neoliberal who's on the record as saying he won't get things done. I balk at the idea, and I'm not a Bernie or Buster. I want to make that clear. Though at one point earlier this year, I was like, I could have gone all in for Bernie. I donated to him. I fucking
the Bernie or bust thing. I'm just gonna say because I'm not a Bernie or bust person in general. Like, we need Bernie Sanders, full stop. I feel like in this election cycle, yeah, it was Bernie or bust because there really wasn't another option.
There were scant options as far as the Democratic candidates were concerned.
Yeah, but Bernie was the only viable one.
Yeah, he was viable by far. But a lot of things have happened this week that have made me rethink that.
Right.
Because earlier this week, the Senate decided to vote 59-37 to access Americans' search history and browsing history without a warrant. Here's the thing, though: 59-37. You need the Senate to vote 60 in order for that amendment to pass. And as I looked on the roster of people who didn't vote, Bernie Sanders was on that. Bernie Sanders did not vote. He could have cast a vote against this, but he didn't.
Okay, but by the way,
that really sours.
Well, there's something I'm a little unclear on because I've heard this from different sources, and I've heard I was watching Rising with Crystal and Saga the other day, and they were saying that if Bernie had showed up to vote against this, he could have actually stopped it.
Yeah, he very well could have.
Very well. So it's not a guarantee.
It's not a guarantee, but there were a lot of people who decided not to vote. And I want to be clear, 27 Republicans voted for this, and 10 Democrats, one of them being Dianne Feinstein, who, by the way, she should have retired from politics long ago. How she's still in the fucking Senate is beyond me.
Because, dude, it's so clear at this point. The fucking... It's what Colin said, dude. It's a big club and you're not in it. That it's not... The point isn't to represent democracy. The point is to represent the interests of a small group of elites who are gonna cling to that power as long as they're fucking breathing. It doesn't matter if they can't govern. They'll keep governing, and even if they're hooked up to fucking tubes.
Yeah, like Chernenko in the Soviet Union. He was literally dragged from his bed in severe kidney dialysis, forced to vote, and he didn't really last that long anyways, because he's a footnote in history. The establishment has it in their sights to make sure that the status quo is perpetuated at all costs. Whether or not you and I, the citizens and residents of this country, have a say is, I don't know, very minimal.
Yeah, no, we don't have a say, and we're not gonna have a say. I think that this election, well, okay, no, I don't want to fall down that fallacy of just being like, yeah, well, I guess we really don't have nothing's gonna work, if it didn't work this time, it's never gonna work. But what is clear to me is that everything in the system, because see, it was clear before that it was stacked against us. But now it's clear to me that everything in the system is specifically designed to be stacked against us. It's specifically designed to keep the people that are in power and to stop anyone else from having a fucking say. And to stop those from in power from being held accountable. That's what I'm convinced
the founders
of.
They had not ever foreseen that the political apparatus of the United States would be used to such an end to create dynasties and power monopolies. That is very telling, because
it's what they were trying to escape.
Yeah, they were exactly trying to escape the distant tyranny of 3,000 tyrants, miles away. I've mangled the saying, I understand, but the issue is the establishment, the two major parties right now, which kind of function as,
it's one party.
Well, yeah, it's one party, but with two separate goals. One of them is to
I don't even
scare
believe
the poor, and the other one is to,
No, dude, I don't even believe that. I don't even believe that anymore. I believe that's what this election has taught me. Both parties have the exact same goals, and all of this tribalism, this partisanship is really just a fucking show. It's all just for show to get the fucking country divided against each other. Because if it were
so they can run off with the money. Yeah.
Right.
That's how it's been going for at least a century. The best thing that you and I can do in general is, the presidency is not a thing that the presidency's lost. It doesn't know its way. It's already been taken over. But the best way we can combat a know-nothing president is by electing people who know something and know that something well, and getting them where it counts, into positions of power. Because otherwise, we are going to continually play this single string out. We're just playing the strings out now. America as an experiment is a little, I don't know, overdone, I guess.
Yeah.
In a matter of speaking, America has had its place in the sun. Unfortunately, it's a little sunburnt, and it needs sunscreen.
Yeah.
Otherwise, the cancer that is within America is going to spread. And the last thing we need is people who don't know anything, proclaim they don't know anything, and somehow proclaim that makes them a better candidate than any other candidate that's out there. Because America has had this really deep vein of anti-intellectualism. And people who think that their ignorance is as good as your knowledge are that's cut for office.
That's the problem, because everyone, especially in America, that has a serious Christianity problem. It's still in recovery from that shit. Or it's still infected with that shit, I should say. The problem is that people uh, God damn it. Sorry, I got distracted.
No, that's fine.
What was the last thing you said?
People who proclaim that their ignorance is as good
Right.
as your knowledge.
Right.
are
So
not cut to this.
that's the problem, okay? In this deeply Christian nation where we've been taught to be rather than being skeptical of everything and only believing something when there's evidence, we've been taught be skeptical of the scientists. Be skeptical of any authority figure that we don't like, be skeptical of the teachers, be skeptical of the government, but don't be skeptical of and so people don't know what to be skeptical of anymore.
Yeah, they're bombarded with conflicting information from all fronts.
Right.
And so for them it becomes an information overload and they end up being helpless.
Well, it's not just because not only are they too skeptical, they also too skeptical. They're not too skeptical. They don't understand skeptical. The problem is they think that their ignorance is knowledge. They think that they have the secret knowledge. They have the secret,
conspiratorial thinking. Yeah.
Well, they have the secret that no one else knows. The secret to the universe and life, and like they know the secrets of the universe that none of us know. They have a relationship with God, right? So and so it propagates a really toxic way of thinking where it's just like, I don't need to know anything. I already know everything I know, and I have special knowledge that, maybe, and my knowledge is just as good as yours. And it's like, well, how did you come to it? Because it's probably not. Anyway, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, that's fine. A lot of these Christians have never read their Bible fully, and even if they did, they still wouldn't understand that a lot of it is inherently contradictory. And the modern day myth that America is a Christian nation is totally ahistorical. The founders were largely deists and Freemasons.
Right, but
that's some of them were, not all of them. But Freemasonry in the 18th century during the Revolution.
But that's the thing. You can see why religion was used and will continue to be used to because that way of thinking, you don't even have to use religion to control people. You just use the religious way of thinking. This is what the government told you, or this is what, this is how we control you. This is what's right and this is what's wrong and this is how you should vote and that goes back to like by the way, I wanted to say when you brought up party unity, I don't believe party unity is a thing or democratic unity is a thing or necessarily should be a thing. I don't think it exists. I don't think it's going to exist because you know what? Clearly, everyone that is to the left of the Republican Party is not in agreement. There is no unity. We can't just unite on one thing being we're against Trump. I'm sorry, just all uniting based on what you're against. I mean, yeah, it might work for a little bit, but it's not the way to form any kind of solid union,
Yeah.
Like if I start a podcast right now with a bunch of people who agree with me that a certain person is a piece of shit, and we all just sit there and we're like, yeah, we hate this person, they're fucking garbage, they're selfish and untrustworthy and fucking retarded and fuck them, we could have something for a little bit, but like how are you gonna know you're gonna form like good relationships with those people when all it is based on hatred of a thing? You don't know what you agree on aside from that.
There is a tendency right now to use Trump as a wedge issue. And don't get me wrong.
I refuse to fall for that.
I despise Trump. I despise everything he stands for. I despise the people that hang around him. I despise the
I do
policies
too.
he engenders. But getting behind somebody who is not even
Well,
remotely better, and
that's the
is
thing.
still
That's the thing, because I despise Joe Biden too, and I despise everything Joe Biden's.
oh, did you hit your microphone again? Yeah.
Are we back? Okay.
Oh dear.
Oh, I gotta fix this. There we go.
You'll
Okay.
have to apologize. You'll.
Can you hear me now?
I'm sorry. I was gonna cover for your impasse, but yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. But no, that's that. But I was gonna say, like, yeah, you can't tell these liberals that you can't tell them like, oh, like Joe Biden is just as despicable, because they're like, no, he's not. No, he's not. He hasn't done nearly all the terrible things that Trump did, and blah blah blah. It's like, do you have?
I've seen posts on Twitter who are like, there are people who are like, okay, you support Biden, name 2 policies he stands for,
Right.
and he's not Trump, and he's a Democrat. Wow,
He's
those are
not
great
Trump and he's a
fucking
Democrat. Like
Wow.
that's how low your standards are, really. That's how low your standards are. I just want someone who's not Trump and is a Democrat. Well, you know what? I don't think he is a Democrat, first of all. I don't think the Democratic Party even knows what the word Democrat means anymore. They're not for democracy. They're for a fucking oligarchy. They want to
Democrat just means pliable at this rate. Pliable.
Yeah.
They're pliable.
They're the
Biden
pliable
is
party.
pliable. Warren is pliable. Kamala Harris is pliable. Pete the Rat was pliable. They're all pliable.
Nothing will fundamentally change.
Whatever the DNC says, they'll just roll over. Then they'll take it. Because you know what? The DNC doesn't care about primaries. They've already made their selection.
Oh, absolutely.
They're just giving you the illusion of choice.
Yeah. Yeah.
The illusion.
Hey, what do you want for dinner? You know? You want fucking you want spaghetti, right? Fuck you, spaghetti's in the oven. That's what you're getting. How dare you? You know, it's so like, yeah, it's such a fucking bullshit. Like, they try to parade this illusion of democracy in front of us. Like, yeah, you have a choice, and they try to get all sanctimonious about it too. Like, you need to vote. It's your duty, and if you don't vote, then it's like, dude, if I don't vote, what's honestly the fucking difference? Especially if you're in a state that's already swings one way or the other, no matter what, and you don't have, like, oh yeah, my vote is gonna make such a big fucking difference. I really do think that in a lot of cases, not voting makes a bigger statement than voting.
Yeah, and the thing is, a lot of these people, they want you to vote for the lesser evil, but right now there is no lesser evil. They're both fucking evil.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
So,
how do you quantify evil
right now? How do you quantify evil? Well, let's see. Their personal histories.
I mean, here's the thing, though. We don't know everything about either of these people.
No.
We don't. We don't know everything Biden has done. We don't know everything Trump has done. We don't know if Biden's rape accusations are true. We don't know if there's more people that he's abused. We don't know. We don't know, dude.
We are.
Here's what I do know.
Choices on faulty or erroneous data.
Right. Here's what I do know, though. Here's what I do know. The DNC, as well as the Republican Party, they are both owned by the same people, the same special interests, the same fucking you know, rich powers. Like, those are the people. They own both sides. So it literally doesn't make a difference. They are both evil in that sense. I'm not even talking about in that as people. I'm talking in a policy sense. who are you as a fucking, what are you gonna do? Yes, they're both evil. They both work for the same fucking people, and they're both gonna achieve the same fucking end. Biden might pretend to be a little more progressive, you know, he might throw a few more bones to the people to try and make it look like, here you go, guys, we're making a change, but he's not, and in fact, it's just gonna get worse in a lot of ways.
I wanted to say that voting in this instance right now for either of the two major parties, because Duverger's law states that in a first past the post election, two parties usually make it out first. Voting right now is the equivalent of Morton's fork. Heads, I win. Tails, you lose.
Yep.
It is a no-win situation. And you know what? When I brought this up with Animancer a couple days ago about Vosh's position on voting Biden and how I distinctly disavow that position, we came to an agreement that it would be less morally objectionable in this case to vote for a third party. And you know, the lot of people who are like, well, voting for a third party, you're just wasting your vote.
No,
Let's
you're
see.
not.
If you can at least if you can get 34% of the American populace to vote a third party, just one third party, you pretty well have a majority of those votes. It doesn't matter if you reach 270. If
It's
the
not
Democrats
gonna
and
reach.
Republicans have 33% and you have 34%, you win.
Right.
You win.
Look,
You fucking win.
I don't believe that the Green Party has a chance of winning this election. However, I will say, because look, because what is it? If the Green Party gets, I think, at least 5%, it gets public funding. So that's a goal. That's an attainable goal. You know,
that is an attainable goal that we should actually strive for at the very least.
Yeah, absolutely.
A lot of people are very up in arms about either having Biden or having Trump. Well, to be fair, like I said earlier, change comes from the bottom, not from the top. You have to work at the local level and work your way up, because you can't just mandate it from the top down. It doesn't work like that, and those kinds of changes are never permanent.
Right.
Ever.
True. And because it's true. And look, as much as I'd love to have like President Bernie Sanders, you know, come from down from on high and you know, make a number of executive orders on his first 100 days and say weed legal, Medicare for all done, public education done, living wage done, you know, all those things.
Bang those out in 100 days.
It would be beautiful, but you know what? Like, it's right. You're right. It rarely happens that way, and just because it didn't happen doesn't mean we should all just lay down and say, okay, well, too fucking bad. Let's all just become, you know, cynical fucks and say, it's never gonna fucking change. It's only gonna get worse. You know,
the people who constantly say that nothing will ever change are the same people who keep voting straight down the list. You have to stop doing that.
Yep.
You can't expect change when you vote the same way all the time. If your policies are in line with the party that you decide to vote for, because it is a personal decision.
Yep.
If they're in line, go for it.
That's another thing, dude. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, end of discussion. If you can do it, do it. Stop worrying about the petty parade of personalities that the major parties, by the way, continually pump out every 2 years and every 4 years trying to get your vote. The only issue I have in this two-party system, quote unquote, is that the major parties will always look at where public policy lies with the smaller parties, the third parties, and the really niche ones, and they'll go, hey, this is a great fucking idea. Why don't we take it from them and put that on our platform? That'll get voters on. Because we all know political promises are worth their weight in gold, aren't they?
Yeah, well, that's a thing though too, because it's true. Like if a third party gets a significant number of votes on a certain issue, then the main parties will have to admit that that's an issue that the American people care about. And even if they don't do something about it, because look, here's the thing. Um, there have been a number of things that politicians have said. There was shit that Obama said, things that Trump said, that yeah, I'm gonna do this, and they didn't do it, and people are still pissed about that. People and there, it's gonna get to the point, I believe, where it just boils over, and where the American people are like, enough is enough. So
I don't okay.
I don't.
I understand. I understand entirely because the 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 present situation demands that people must vote in their best interests. Well, unfortunately, if you get people, a little confused and a little weebly wobbly, timey wimey BS, you can throw them off, and that means they'll stay home. Oh, they're gonna stay home because they believe they got it in the bag, or they'll stay home because whatever. I've stayed home only because I didn't know what kind of election it was going to be. And
Yeah.
I had the chance to vote in 2004 and in 2008. In 2012 I voted only because I didn't want the Mormon guy. 2016 I didn't get to vote because I moved. And I voted in the midterms, and let me tell you, that was something else. So this election cycle is fraught with danger
Yeah.
because there are people who are so tied, so deeply ingrained with status quo. Whatever status quo there is, don't get me wrong. A Republican status quo, a Democrat status quo, they barely differ. Um,
Right.
they
Well,
will
that's my point
fight
though.
tooth they'll fight tooth and nail for the system that continually throws them overboard, and then
It's
wonder why nothing ever gets changed, and then wonder why their health insurance is complete shit, and their fucking food is garbage, and their infrastructure is shit, and the schools don't teach anything worth a fuck. And then they have the audacity to blame third party people and the people who are actually trying to make a difference on the front lines.
Yep.
This sort of attitude cannot continue. We have to make actual informed decisions. The
Yep.
time for squabbling is over. Long over. It's been long over since I was born. Okay? Because I was born in the fucking Reagan era. The last 2 years that he was in office. The dotard, as North Koreans would put him. Let's let's not dither on this one. Do you really want does anybody really want to vote Biden? No. Are some of them going to have to swallow that pill? Yeah. And that's not fun because Americans shouldn't have to fucking do that. They shouldn't have to swallow a bitter pill every 4 years just so that they can eventually scrape by. I'm tired of that. I'm tired of scraping by electorally. We shouldn't have to do it. We should have a multi-party democracy, but we don't even have that. We
Yeah.
have neither multi-party
Well,
nor democracy.
no, we shouldn't have we need a direct democracy. That's what we need. We need
I
we need voting on
I
individual issues. Okay? We want to legalize marijuana, let everyone fucking vote in the country on the issue specifically. Legalize
okay.
marijuana, yes or no. You want to Medicare for all, everyone gets to vote. That's what we need. Because I'm so sick and tired of representative democracy. It doesn't work. We fucking
As
we elect people to represent us and then they don't do what we want them to do.
well, yeah, because they're in the back pockets of the more powerful, because they can get things done, unfortunately. And it's really sad to say. I don't necessarily I have issues with direct democracy because the way it
That's
can be
interesting.
implemented.
Yeah, explain that
Hold
to me
hold
because
on.
that's interesting.
Direct democracy is a little unwieldy when you have 330 million people all trying to
Sure.
determine one thing. Now, representative democracy is not much better, but there's ways we can strengthen representative democracy to a point where lobbyists and the wealthy and powerful elite who decide our fate every day in the back doors and smoke-filled rooms, they won't have that influence. They won't have overwhelming influence. They're people,
So,
don't get me wrong, but they are not God.
are you saying that the issue with direct democracy is basically like the logistics of voting? Because
Yeah, the logistics
here's the thing.
the
I think vote
logistics
I think voting is made way too complicated these days anyway. What it needs to be and what it easily can be, there could be an app, okay? An app that every American can download, log in with their social security number, and they get to vote on whatever issue. And it's like, okay, it's November 15th, time for everyone to vote on the issues. And you go to that app and you see each issue, each individual issue, and you vote. And you're like, yep, I yes for this, no for that, you know? And
the 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 major issue with just having an app and using your social security number is extremely fraught with danger, and as somebody who prides themselves on having a modicum of security in this day and age, that is not a secure way of voting whatsoever. You are going to need a little more stringent, more testable means of getting an app that does that, and then letting people know and making sure it doesn't get hacked. That's the issue. Because I don't disagree with the idea of having an app, but the issues pertaining to an application on the phone and data retention, stuff like that, those are issues that
I mean, I feel like there's ways to
IT
encrypt
people.
shit. There's especially
it,
if the government would I don't know. Like I'm not a computer guy, okay? I'm not an IT guy, but I just feel like if the government that has access to all this fucking technology that we don't even we don't even fucking know half the fucking technology the government probably has
Most
access to. Okay, I feel like it's not impossible that they could develop. Maybe not right now. Maybe it would take a lot of testing. Maybe it would take some time to flesh it out and make it fail safe. Feel like it would it's not impossible at least at some point in the future.
Mm. And that's fine as long as they work on it and make it completely secure and accessible in as many languages as possible
Right.
for the people's benefit. That would be fine. Right now, no way in hell. No way. It can't even get electronic voting right because you can still hack goddamn machines. And it is ridiculously simple to hack them, which is why I'm lucky that I live in a place where a paper ballot is double checked by
I
computer,
mean,
and
I could
then
think I like I don't know. I could you think of ways where it could like try and like it could verify like how,
mm,
you have to log in, you have to like do like a face scan so it sees your face, so maybe it has to do like a fingerprint scan or something. Or maybe
or
both. Maybe a retinal
or
scan and a
better.
fingerprint scan and.
Mm, no, retinal scans and fingerprint scans, no, but the real ID requirements that are largely now in place, you could have your ID and do it that way. You don't worry about where you live, what your address is, because in North Dakota they had something really stupid where you needed to have a valid address and it could not be a PO box, right? Most of the people who live on reservations in North Dakota only have PO boxes.
Hmm.
So they were
Uh,
immediately unable to vote.
hmm. Yeah,
Hmm.
that's a problem. I don't know.
low key voter suppression is an
Right.
issue,
See,
and voter
it should
suppression
just
is
be,
one of
look,
those.
yeah, dude, it should just be, dude, you have a fucking, you have a social security number, you get to vote. You have a valid
Yeah,
fucking form of identification, you get to vote. You can go put that, and I don't know. I feel like if the fucking government put uh money and manpower into good security for this sort of thing, I feel like it could be in some ways viable. I
yeah.
I know they
There's
wouldn't.
another issue.
Mm,
There's another issue, and that's pertaining to referenda.
mm,
Um, I'm of the opinion that a referendum should have a little more to it than yes and no, because there are a lot
sure.
of opinions out there that should be taken into account. In a referenda, those opinions are usually just uh, subsumed into yes, no, I don't agree with
Yeah.
either of them,
That
or
is the problem. Like bills are put forth, and it's just like, do you like this bill or no? And for example, there have been a number of legal marijuana legalization bills that people have voted against because they were like, no, I don't like some of the stuff in this bill. Yes, I want it to be
yeah,
legal, but no, not under these circumstances.
yeah. North Dakota had a referendum in the midterms for legalization of marijuana, and the cops came out full force against it to
Of
the
course
point
they did.
where, okay, here's the thing. I voted yes for Prop 3 in North Dakota. Um, but of the 760,000 people that live in that state, only 165,000 voted. And of that 165,000, 60% voted no.
Yeah.
60%. Yeah, that's I understand the impact of voting and being able to vote, but that was a very lopsided kind of victory. What ended up happening last year was that the governor low key decriminalized it,
Yeah.
which is kind of funny.
Oh,
Which
dude,
is kind of funny because
it was funny. We
I
found
mean,
out after we moved to Buffalo that that we were worried about, oh shit, like is because we knew people that smoked. And we're like, yeah, is this like a problem here? And they were like, nah, dude. In fact, the mayor here literally told cops don't go after people for it. And we're like,
yeah.
oh, cool. You know,
Um,
some fucking officials just do that. They're just like, yeah, I can't legalize it, but I can at least tell the cops, leave it alone.
yeah, prosecuting drug crimes of that
Yeah, we're not gonna go
caliber
after it. It's not
are
worth the
a are
time.
it's a drain on the state coffers,
It
and
really
they're
is.
getting tired of it. And I'm hoping maybe in my lifetime, sooner if possible, that uh, recreational will be acceptable and legal, and maybe even, I don't know, regulated and taxed and put towards something other than war.
Yeah.
That's all I'm asking
Or
for.
drug wars or
Yeah,
cartels. Let's put this
drug wars.
let's put this money into something productive. I don't know. Could be
I mean,
useful.
in Colorado, weed sales go straight to school funding.
What? They're
They,
funding the
yeah,
schools with that dirty weed money? It's terrible.
yeah, because you know what, it's a lot harder to get that money out of pharmaceuticals because their R&D is really invested
I, dude,
into
I
drugs.
I despise the pharmaceutical industry, dude. Especially the fact that dude, they've buried the fact that marijuana has any kind of medical benefit for so long, and tried to push these drugs with terrible, evil side effects that ruin
Oh
people's
yeah,
lives. But oh, marijuana's bad, and we gotta fight against it. We gotta fight against legalization, cause we can't have our profits fucking. These fucking companies make
oh
me
yeah.
sick.
Well, no doubt. And I used to be a lab rat. Um,
Ugh.
I
That sounds
strangely enough,
horrifying.
it, uh, there were a couple times where I did opiate studies, and a lot of people dropped out, and I mean a lot. We had one group of 22 people in one study, and I was in that group, and I almost failed the first night. I almost threw up. I almost threw up, and it really
Damn.
sucked, but I stuck with it. And out of the 22 who completed that, only 10 made it through all the way. Some of them got the 12 of them got prorated, 10 completed them, and it wasn't even for a great amount. It was like $1,425 for 3
Damn.
weekends.
Yeah,
People made a lot of money on that.
I'm not interested in helping fucking pharmaceutical companies figure out how to fuck over
I'm
other. I understand if people need the money, but dude, the other thing is I also don't want to do
I
that to my body. I'm too terrified of whatever side effects, and I have enough fucking health issues
I
as it
I
is, dude.
I will tell you I will tell you this. Having done it for 3 years, you get you don't you don't get taken up there right away. What they do is they weigh you, they make sure you're healthy, and they give you a big friggin' informed consent packet. And
Full
even
of
if you go
jargon you can't
through and you
understand, I'm sure.
no, actually it was in accessible plain English,
Really?
not
Damn.
jargon.
Okay, that's good. That's good at least. At
And
least let people know
and
what they're agreeing
occasionally,
to.
yeah, is that's that's the only way that they can get their funding. And it's not merely to push drugs. It's actually it's conscionable research in a way that makes for cheaper drugs to be available. That is
Sure.
40% of why I did it. The other 60% was I need money and I
Yeah.
hate working.
Yeah.
So
I
I
feel you.
I went through and I did that and I made okay money. I wasn't rolling in dough, but I definitely wasn't starving on the streets. But yeah, I understand the pharmaceutical industry is keen on pumping out
I just
drugs.
hate it, yo. I've been prescribed too much garbage over the years that's done literal
I
damage to my body.
I've seen people get prescribed Abilify and they end up with gynecomastia. They get puffy titties and they're men. Yeah, that shit happens. Or
Damn.
occasionally they have something close to akathisia, where they cannot sit still. Um,
Oh, I already have that. Why do you think I'm
whatever the
outside right
case,
now?
hooray outside.
I
I'm
also smoke.
inside. I have a
Yeah,
fan.
dude.
I have a fan on me
See,
because let me tell you.
dude, TJ needs to learn to do what I do, dude. If you want to go outside and smoke on stream, it's fucking easy, yo. All you need is a
Oh, of
wireless
course.
headset.
So yeah, when it comes to power plays and politics, um, I I had an entire like 3-point list sitting on my screen and last night, and I was like, fuck it, I'll wing it. And so far, we've kind of spidered away from, you know,
Well,
whether or not you should vote for Biden, but no, it makes for an organic conversation because I don't
right.
like doing talking points. I
Well,
just had it there
true.
to remind me.
Look, if you want to go back to the voting for Biden question, here's where I'm at. Look, if you're in a
Hmm.
fucking swing state and you're worried about it turning red, then go vote for Biden. I really can't. I can't see another good reason to vote for him. If you're in a fucking state where it doesn't matter, it's either gonna go to Biden or Trump anyway, then maybe vote with your conscience. Vote for the fucking Green Party.
Well, I hate to say this, but um, I am in a swing state now. I live in
Damn.
Minnesota, so I'm I don't know if I should uh, swallow the nasty pill of Biden or
Well,
forego the
well.
medication.
That's why I said if you care. If you care about it, which way it turns, and if you really think it's going to make that much of a difference, because it might not, you know. If you still feel like, no, you know what, I don't care. I'm still voting Green Party.
Mm.
Then
I
go for it, dude. There's no
my
reason
my
not
I,
to.
my I think uh my synthesis of this entire endeavor is that I don't care about the presidency. I
Right.
don't. I used to. I used to on the older principle that the presidency is the face of the nation and the chief jurist and the executive uh, decision maker, the commander in chief of our armed forces. But it is clear and it is patently obvious that none of these qualities are inherent in either of the candidates in the major parties. And I don't see any foreseeable change with either of them. So what I am going to do when I get my voter registration card is I'm going to go independent. I cannot conscionably vote for either of these people. So I'm going to vote for somebody else. And if any of you out there want to take issue with it, fine. But I'm voting for me. I'm
Damn
not
right.
I'm I want to go with the party who actually earns my vote,
Mhm.
not someone who consistently pigeonholes every effort for a left populist candidate to make headway and to consistently undermine every single effort that he's made just to
Well,
go, well, throw my hands up in the air and say, "Oh, well, I guess I'm just gonna, you know, take the high hard one and fucking vote Biden," or be the complete sucker, or the ignoramus, or the "I think he's a nice guy, I'd like to have a beer with him" voter for Trump.
uh, yeah.
Because let me tell you, the last part of that, "I think he's a nice guy," I don't see too many people saying that. I don't.
Yeah.
But a lot of them are either disaffected or actively ignorant. And I can understand to a point the disaffection with the Democratic Party and the way they do things, but I
Oh,
am not going to jump ship to the other side.
right. No, absolutely. Look, I've said, and I said the only thing that would make me jump ship to the other side is if the other side started taking up the issues that I care about.
Mm.
Anything short of
And
that, I'm not just gonna be some reactionary idiot that goes, well, the Democrats have failed me. Time to switch Republican. No,
the
no, that doesn't make sense. I don't believe in anything that the Republican Party stands for.
no, I haven't ever.
And
You
that
know what? The party should move for you. You shouldn't move for the
right,
party.
absolutely. And that brings me back to like what I was gonna say because you brought up like it's your personal decision, you know.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what it is. And I'm so sick of this idea that the Democratic Party is owed your vote.
No.
That
No
you ha-
party is no party is owed your vote. No party.
exactly. Oh well, vote blue no matter who. You better vote blue or else. Oh, if you don't vote for Biden, you're voting for Trump. Fuck you, motherfucker. Neither of those people
I'm
earn my vote. Stop with this fucking false dichotomy, tribalism. Not everyone is in your little bubble of, oh my god, Trump's such a meanie. We need to get him out of office so he doesn't say something bad again that makes us look like a
so
dude. I don't care about that.
so
I'm not some
it's like
reactionary. Yeah.
it's like this. Okay, let's posit a hypothetical here. Let's say Trump is voted out in 2020, right? What changes?
Right.
What
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
changes?
What changes for our
What do
day-to-day
you think?
life? That's the thing.
Ooh,
Nothing What policies are gonna get passed that's gonna make life better for all of us? What's gonna happen that's gonna make what's the change gonna be? It's gonna be another fucking Obama presidency where it was like, yeah, change, and then the minute he's elected, it's like, where's the change? Oh,
I'll be
I
very honest with
I
you.
can
I'll be very
yeah.
honest with you. I bought into that hope and change shit in 2000.
It's fine, dude.
I did.
Dude,
I did. I was dumb. I was poor.
I bought
Still
into the
kind of poor,
I
but I'm
bought
a
into
lot
a
less
worse
dumb now.
position. I bought into the worst position. I bought into the position that Obama was the Antichrist.
Oh, oh, I mean, oh,
I
yeah, I
think
don't
that's
think
the
you were really far off. I don't think you were
sure.
really far
Well,
off.
yeah, I knew there was something
Yeah,
evil about that motherfucker. I just didn't know what.
let's let's give Obama a Nobel Peace Prize while he's bombing the shit out of some
Yeah,
fucking
that's the
brown
grossest. I think that's
children.
the grossest thing about
Brown
his.
children.
Yeah, that's the grossest thing about his presidency, yo.
It's
A
fucking
Nobel Peace
despicable.
Prize while he's fucking perpetuating wars that he said he was gonna stop.
He said he was going to close Guantanamo. Nope, Guantanamo ain't fucking closed. That was one of his big campaign promises. Never followed through on it. Never, not once. And he could have fucking done it. He could have. He could have found a place to house all these uh,
That's
terrorists,
the
if
thing,
you
though.
can
The people with all the money in this
strain to call
country,
them that.
the people with all the money in this country really do have all the power, and they're like, nope,
Uh-huh.
that's not gonna happen. Guantanamo's not gonna be closed. These wars aren't gonna end. The Patriot Act is not gonna stop. We're gonna do whatever the fuck we want. And
And you
If
know
the
what?
American people don't like it, tough shit.
And you know what? They're gonna keep running off with your fucking money. They're gonna come for your social security. They're gonna come for mine too. I know that. They've already
Yeah.
got it. They've already got it. They've already got it. Don't don't
Our
listen.
generation isn't
Don't
getting any social security. What are you talking about?
no. There's nothing social or secure about
The
social
fucking
security.
the seniors that exist now in this country are lucky they're getting any social security, and they'll probably be the last generation.
Well, I get
Unless,
survivor's benefits, but that's still like a kick in the teeth compared to, you know, what other countries get. And most other countries don't have fucking food
dude,
stamps.
if
They
if
don't
they
have to worry
could,
about.
they would just take away. They'd just be like, you know what? We're just gonna. All this is socialism. We just need a pure capitalist system. Which, by the way,
Oh, they'll never get it.
I'm
They'll never get
I'm
it.
I'm all for, by the way, making our system more like an actual capitalist system. That's the problem. We're not doing capitalism anymore. We're doing
No.
socialism. We're doing social corporatism.
Yeah.
Socialized
Well,
corporatism, dude.
the term that I grew up uh, in the previous decade when I was still in high school, it's called inverted totalitarianism. The
Yeah,
people
dude.
at the bottom are given quote unquote choices about who they should or could elect, right? But at the top, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. They've already decided. They've already decided your fate. They've decided millions of other people's fates. If they want cheap labor, they'll have cheap labor. They're going to have you fighting over a wall. They're going to have you fighting over illegal immigrants. They're going to have you fighting over everything. And while you're fighting, nothing changes, and they still get to keep your money and run off with it and
Yep.
have it in tax havens. And it's not going to go to you, it's going to go to their political dynasty. And
But
that's
dude,
how they
freedom.
perpetuate their system. Freedom,
Freedom.
freedom. The issue is we've already traded a lot of our security for the illusion of freedom. We can't get it back
Yep.
unless we do something actually, I don't know, to change the entire system of this country. Do you know how? Do you know what would happen if we removed all the bullshit from this country? It'd fucking collapse. This entire red, white, and blue nation is full of bullshit. From Alaska all the way down to the Florida Keys, it's just one big steaming pile of grade A, federally inspected bullshit. But but if you know what you're doing, you can take that bullshit and shovel it where it's more needed. not where it's less needed. And guess what? Bullshit's gonna go away. Bullshit has to go away. It's you. The system is full of bullshit that we
It's
can
all bullshit.
we can burn it. We can burn it for our communal warmth. We can use it to fertilize. Hey, that's a great way of getting rid of bullshit. Fertilize the ideas. Fertilize the ideas with some bullshit. It'll be useful, and maybe something good will come of it. But
It's
it
all
depends
bullshit.
on
It's bad.
it depends
for you.
on people at the bottom. And let me tell you, it's not easy being on the bottom. Because usually you're suffocated with a bunch of bullshit.
Yep.
That's my pontification. To the rulers of this country, I'd like to say thank you, fuck you, bye. Couldn't draw 15 cents in Chinese money if you tried. I'm sorry. I guess I'm channeling James E. Cornette because
Yeah, dude.
I know
That's
he's
fine.
dealt with a lot of bullshit too. Everybody in the chat going, Hyan for glorious leader. No. No, as much as I style myself leader in my Discord, I am against the cults of personality that so pervade this planet. Don't worry about me. Worry about yourselves. Worry about each other.
Yeah.
Mutual aid will get us further than voting.
Yep.
I want to say that mutual aid will get everything done faster. You don't have to worry about bureaucracy. You don't have to worry about red tape. And if you do, you can dispense with the red tape if you know what you're doing, and you vote accordingly, and you can get these people off our collective back. That's all you got to do. But humanity is like herding cats. I shit you not. So it's something we have to strive for, and we have to do it for ourselves, with each other, and continue to practice the fact that the only way you're going to get your freedom back is if you can exercise it. Don't let these bastards grind you down.
Damn right, yeah. That was beautiful, Hyan. Yeah, dude, I agree.
I try
Hyan for
my best.
glorious leader, dude. Maybe we should get Hyan to replace Kim Jong-un when he dies.
No. God. No, as much as I've studied North Korea, that would be a monumental, if not impossible, task to perform. So no. Plus, I'm shit at Korean. I really am. I can understand some terms, but I'm not fluent whatsoever.
That's
couldn't
fine. You
order
don't need to
kimchi
understand it to rule there. You can just have a translator and be like, okay, I want all the women to be topless from now on, and all the men to walk around with their dicks out. Over 18, of course. Everyone over 18 has to comply by this law.
No. I've seen enough dicks walking around, and they don't even have to be naked.
That's true, yeah. So did you have anything else you wanted to get to while we're still
I don't know. A lot of people, I would wager, are center left, maybe a little center right. It's fine if you're center right. I'm not gonna preach down to you. I'm not gonna say you need to abandon your ideals, but I just want you to understand something. We are in dark times, and I cannot stress enough that I'm for political diversity at the very least, within a pretty wide window, but not so wide that I would allow tankies and Nazis and hardcore right-wing libertarians to go and spout off their stupid bullshit. Don't get me wrong, it's just not how democracy is done. I'm sorry. Not every political opinion is acceptable, I guess.
So wait, you're not
But-
for free speech?
Oh, I'm for free speech. You can say whatever you want, but
You're
aren't
against
free
free
from the
speech,
fucking
Hyan.
consequences. Freeze peach, like planetarium.
So wait, are you saying like people shouldn't be able to have those political opinions like in
Oh, even if I said that they weren't allowed to, they still would. It's just that we have to be a little more vigilant about the people who have these opinions, and without, you know, woke scolding them, we could probably just make fun of them. Make fun of
Yeah.
them. Make fun of them. Make
Yep.
make them look like complete fucking retards. Okay, I said the R word. That's okay. I'm a little retarded too.
No, dude, that's
all
where
right.
I'm at.
Make fun of these people. Make
It's
fun
my
of them.
same. It's my same tact with the Christians, dude. Make fun of the dumb idea. Now, hang on. You don't. Yeah. You don't have to make fun of the people necessarily, unless they're being really retarded.
Well,
But what's more
if they're-
important is
if-
making fun of the ideas.
yeah,
You know, ridicule these
That's-
dumb fucking
that's
ideas
acceptable. Yeah,
for what
that's
they
valid.
are.
yeah. We can pick apart the ideas. We can nitpick them. And
I mean, if the person deserves to be
apart.
ridiculed personally,
Yeah.
then go ahead and ridicule them. But there are some people who just believe dumb shit because they don't know any better, or because it's what they were taught, or because it's just what they've honestly come to at this point in their life. And I'm not gonna fucking blame someone for an honest position that they've come to, you know, honestly. But
yeah.
there are a lot of people that are dishonest actors as well that are just
Oh yeah, there are grifters, largely people who say one thing and make money off of it, but don't really believe what the fuck they're saying. You know, con artists.
yeah. Or
There-
people who
there
just
are intellectual
who just
whores too.
yeah. Or people who just say shit they don't mean just to get a rise out of people. It's like, yeah, I'm triggering the
Yeah.
libs, yo. I'm
Oh,
triggering
yeah.
the libs. I don't really care about, you know, I'm not really right wing or left wing. I just want to trigger people. Today I'm triggering right wingers. Yesterday I was triggering left wingers. I'm just triggering people. Dude, those fuckers are
Triggering
the
people
worst.
Is not triggering people just for the sake of triggering people is not only counterproductive, but it is just frankly stupid.
Yeah.
And people could be doing a lot better than holding these opinions in their hand and then lobbing them at people to see what happens. You know, like throwing a water balloon at them to see if they come running at them or if they just walk it off.
Yeah.
Those sorts of people strike me as mentally deficient.
Right. And that's why, actually, this is something I wanted to discuss with you. This leads me to something I wanted to bring up.
Okay.
How do you feel? I can probably guess your answer. How do you feel about these people that go around wearing MAGA hats just to trigger people?
Silly. Very silly. I don't care if you wear that hat, but in this day and age, it marks you as somebody who prides themselves on being militantly ignorant and woefully unaware of nuance and other issues. It paints them as simpletons.
Well, that's the
People who
problem,
just
though.
don't-
So some people would tell you that they have an extremely nuanced reason for wearing the hat.
I
you're
haven't
like-
heard a single one though. I have not heard a reason that I could get behind for wearing the hat whatsoever. I don't tell people, oh, you shouldn't wear that hat.
What about the people that are
Why?
like super reactionary against anyone who wears the hat? You know, these people who
Well,
just lose their shit against it. It's like, oh, you're wearing a MAGA hat, so I'm not going to treat you as a person. Can't we trigger those people because they deserve it, don't they?
That is the wrong approach to have, because it doesn't
Yeah, I
it doesn't
agree.
endear anybody to what you're trying to elucidate. It's asinine, really. Sure, these people are obviously not all there, or they it's like wearing an I like Ike pin, except it's not I like Ike, it's I like Trump. Okay, fine, you like Trump, but
Yeah.
your reasons for liking Trump should be more than Oh, he says the truth because he hasn't said the fucking truth.
Yeah, that's the
for
thing. When you
anything
talk to
in a
most Trump
long
supporters, they don't really know why they like Trump. They're just like, oh,
They
well,
like
he says what he means,
they-
and he says what he thinks, and he's an asshole, and he doesn't care what you think about him. It's like,
well,
okay,
so the thing is, th- Boris, you silly cat. I'm sorry. I have a little interjector here who wants attention, but as far as oh well, Trump doesn't give a shit about what people think. It's obviously Pat. And if they came face to face with Trump on a decent day, they'd probably find out that he doesn't give a shit about them either.
right,
And that's the telling part because they all want to be like him, but they can't be him. They all want to say the most offensive things, or they want to say the most pointed, ridiculous things, and then go ha 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 ha. What you said was fake news. Well, I'm sorry, that doesn't fucking work. It doesn't.
yeah,
Because saying fake news to somebody who has you know opinions that can be backed up, which are more than just anecdotes about the things Trump has done, will do, may do, has done, continues to do, shit like that. It's an easy way to write off criticism, and it alleviates the cognitive dissonance that they have between Trump the man and Trump the myth slash legend,
yeah,
because he is a legend for the wrong reasons, and he's in the White House for the wrong reasons as well.
yeah.
It,
See,
his okay.
no, sorry. No, I was just gonna say, look, it goes back to like, he was, look, they like him because, okay, yeah, he doesn't care what anyone thinks and what, like, he has some qualities that are maybe good in like an entertainer, or maybe someone to be like, yeah, dude, like that guy's entertaining, or he's a good, maybe even a good business person, he has a good attitude for a business person or something. But those fucking skills do not necessarily translate to a fucking a world leader, okay?
Mm. Oh, of course.
And that's the problem. They look at him, they like him for all the wrong reasons, and it goes back to the fact that like that these elections are basically just a fucking popularity contest.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yeah,
who do people know the most, and Trump was the most popular last election cycle. And he was able to get the most fucking attention.
Mm-hmm.
Just like Obama
And
was before him. And it does it, so they don't really care what the policies are. They don't care what they're going to do. They just, I kind of like him as a person. I'd have a beer with him. Okay, well, there's a lot of people I'd have a beer with. I don't want them running my country. Okay?
Yeah.
In fact, I'd probably have a beer with most people. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
That
doesn't automatically qualify
Yeah.
them for running for the White House. No, I kind of disagree with the Trump being a good businessman because he has horrible.
No, I disagree too.
He
No,
could-
I'm just saying maybe his attitude
Yeah.
is good for a businessman. That
his
like,
attitude, sure,
yeah,
but as far as his acumen, it is severely lacking. If he couldn't get a deal in Hanoi with North Korea because he wanted some sort of silly concession and he couldn't, compromise, which is something he does not seem to know how to do, maybe there would have been, I don't know, a little more on that ideological front for the Republican Party and Trump as, I don't know, popularity goes, because how he could parlay anything into popularity is beyond me. He's a man sitting on his laurels from The Apprentice, and yet somehow I've seen people call him God Emperor Trump and Big Daddy Trump and ooh Trump.
yeah. I can't believe people actually say that unironically.
Or you get people who defend Trump and say, "Oh, it's Trump derangement syndrome. All these libs are so triggered." Ooh,
Dude,
he
okay,
must
if
be doing
Trump
something right.
No, if Trump deranged, I'm sorry, I've always thought that if Trump derangement syndrome is a thing, then Trump must be really fucked up, right? To cause people to become deranged from him. No, he's not doing anything right. He's
No.
making people so
There's-
fucking anxious and terrified because they're like, oh my god, what's Trump gonna do next? Who's he gonna start a war with? I think a lot of people's anxiety has maybe gone down a little bit, just because I don't think Trump is raring to launch the nukes first chance he gets.
No.
I don't think he wants to be involved in a major conflict if he can help it.
No, but he almost brought us to that precipice in January.
Sure.
Because him assassinating what was a very high up Iranian guy on a peace mission, no less,
Right.
brought us damn near to the brink of fucking war because he wanted to make an example. He wanted to make an example.
Yeah, that
Well,
was pretty bad.
it was terrible. What president in their right mind would go, oh, we're just gonna fucking scud this ally of Russia and just hey.
Yeah,
No,
but that's the thing. That's the thing, though. It wasn't Trump being like, yes, I'm gonna start a war now. I can't wait to start a war with these countries. It was him doing something really fucking dumb. And it was really fucking dumb. And in his fucking peanut-sized fucking brain, he probably thought, oh yes, this is gonna be amazing. I'm protecting our people because this is a very bad man. You know? He's an idiot.
Yeah.
And
he's
But I don't believe that Trump is sitting there being like, oh yes, I can't wait to start a war. I don't think Trump could handle the pressure of a fucking major war, dude. I think World War III, are you kidding me? Trump would fucking lose his shit.
Yeah. I was gonna go off on a little tangent here and say
Go ahead.
it was somewhat eerily smart for the campaign that he decided to start when he wanted to, run for president. Choosing Pence is like choosing a fucking you'll beg the obvious Trump card, because if Trump decides to, I don't know, belly up or somehow a second impeachment happens, not saying that it will, hold on, calm down.
It's not impossible.
Don't clutch your pearls too hard, however.
But no, you're right. Pence is basically impeachment shield, you know?
Oh yeah, he is not only impeachment shield, he is the continuer of policies, and he is not much better.
No, he's worse, and that's why Trump picked him, I'm convinced. Because he knew
of course,
that people would be like, okay, we could impeach Trump, but then we're going to get Pence. And there were actually people that were dumb enough to be like, Pence for president. Like, do you know what you're saying? Do you know what you're saying? Pence is easily worse than Trump. I'm sorry, he is.
Yeah, well, objectively, yeah.
He would try and institute a literal theocracy in this country if he could.
And
Trump,
we're not having that.
Right. Trump, on the other hand, he plays the Christian angle, to get in good with his constituents. But let's be clear, Trump is not Trump doesn't give a fuck. Trump doesn't give a fuck about Christianity.
No, and Pence's in his insurance scheme, because Trump can do damn near whatever the fuck he wants. But if somebody tries to roll that back, well, now they have to deal with Pence. And Pence is not a guy who has a lot of charisma. He plays Christian to the hilt, this one. Trump plays it for effect, but this man believes the myth, the man, the mystery, Jesus. So, yeah, there's always going to be some details. There's always some details that get lost, and people go absolutely nuts. Oh, and voting for Pence. Very funny. I know people want him. I know people want Trump impeached and removed badly. I mean, I do too. Don't get me wrong. But at the same
Yeah.
time, I'm like, if they're gonna impeach Trump, they may as well do it to Pence because Pence is already in Trump's inner circle.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Honestly,
that's a known.
if there's an impeachment, it shouldn't be the I always thought it's weird. Actually, because I always thought it was weird that the vice president is in the same party as the president. So the vice president, because I used to watch a lot of 24. I don't know if you've ever seen it.
I'm familiar with it. Yeah.
I've always enjoyed it. It's a decent show.
The
But there's several plots where like the vice president will like, you know, pull some scheme to try and get the president impeached so that they can take power.
Oh yeah.
And I remember that because at the time I didn't know as much about American politics. I just assumed that the person that was vice president was from the opposing party, and I thought, well, yeah, that would make sense. That you know,
the thing.
The opposition wants to get rid of him. But
here's the thing, though, that used to not be a thing. There were times early on in our history where the formation of political parties, the Democratic Republicans and the Whigs and the Federalists, they had a president and then they had a vice president who was elected kind of separately or, you know, and also ran.
Right.
And they didn't necessarily have to be from the same party.
I think the vice president. Well, I think it should be either the vice president is elected separately or the vice president is chosen from the opposing party, because that way, it maintains balance in the fucking presidency, and it also gives it holds there's more accountability that way. You know, you have someone from your opposition as part of one of your closest team members. Everyone's held more accountable that way, and if there is an impeachment, then rather than power consolidating in that party, which that administration might be wholly corrupt, what do you do in that fucking in that situation?
So generally speaking, the vice president only has a handful of duties. He's the person that they send out when the president can't make it somewhere. He's also the president of the Senate. He provides his tie-breaking vote when necessary, and he pretty much just kind of lays about waiting for the presidency to, you know, open up, which most often doesn't happen. But as the vice presidency goes, having a vice president from a different political party is a little, I don't know if it'll work right now. It sort of worked in the past,
dude?
It sort of worked in the past, but the way the Constitution is set up,
in this current system, you know for a fact, I've already said it, that the people on both parties, they're on the same team. They work for the same people. I promise you, they all get along behind the scenes, you know. In daily life, the fucking Republicans and Democrats all sit at the same fucking lunch tables and just, you know, they chit chat. They're buddies. Okay, so this idea that, oh no, they wouldn't be able to get along, bullshit. And you know what? Because I actually think, and I know it's this idea of like, oh well, we need this strong progressive ticket or this strong conservative ticket or whatever, but I would say if you wanted to, what it would do is it would create a ticket that has some balance so that the people on the other side of the aisle who maybe don't have as much confidence in their own political nominee, they could say, okay, well, maybe I could go for the other party because, you know what, they have a vice president that I kind of like. Who agrees with me more, and yeah, he might not actually become president, but hey, he'll be in the Oval Office, the president will have his ear, maybe he'll be able to influence some stuff, you know, and people might be able to justify it that way, and not stick so rigidly to their own team.
Yeah, so what I was actually thinking I don't know if you want to wrap it up with this one, but what I was thinking at some point, we need to rethink the executive branch of the government because is an the presidency is an office in which people age rapidly. They are beset on all sides with national affairs and international affairs.
Yep.
So why don't we devolve some of these more pressing matters to people who might have a more more easy reach of politics in Congress rather than just being, I don't know, a figurehead.
Yeah.
Because most republics have a president and a premier or a prime minister or something of that. Instead, in ours, it's the president, the vice president, the speaker of the house, the president pro tempore, the majority whip, the minority whip, and then you have senators and governors all the way down. And that's essentially the list of succession set out in, I think, the 25th Amendment. Yeah. Why don't we consider that it would be a lot easier and a lot less taxing on the presidency, the face of the nation, right? Why don't we give some of those duties to somebody who has some executive authority and some
Right.
legislative authority?
Well,
I know
that's why.
it's kind of mixing the branches, but this
Well,
person wouldn't have
Hear,
the sole power to
hear me
make
out then.
legislation.
Hear me out then. In a system where the vice president is from the opposing party,
Mm.
okay, I actually see how that could be a negative. But I mean, you could have a system where some duties, maybe some of the less the decisions that aren't going to affect as many people, some of the minor issues get put onto some of the more minor responsibilities get put onto the vice president. And you actually put the fucking vice president to work rather than have him just sitting there. Even in the current system especially in the current system where you have the vice president being from the same party and there's supposed to be some kind of unity between the two, why doesn't the vice president do more? Why doesn't he have more fucking responsibility?
Here's the thing. The Constitution only provides a very small niche for the vice president. What we should do is we should provide a larger niche, and instead of having a vice president per se, I understand that the succession would be kind of weirded out in a way, but instead of calling the guy who does the stuff on the national scale the vice president, why don't we just call him the president of Congress? We haven't used that title in, oh god, since before since before the Constitution, during the Articles of Confederation. It's a title we haven't used since then. Why don't we just bring that one back? Never mind the Articles of Confederation. Why don't we just make it work with the Constitution and have the president of Congress fucking do the national shit? The president can lollygag about with all the other countries and make sure that foreign affairs are fine and pardon the people he wants to pardon if that's what he wants to do. That's fine. And maybe if he's lucky, maybe have a reason to declare war. Jury's still out on that. Not gonna put it forward, but I'm not gonna leave it off the table either. We have to be thinking about this. It's our fucking government, right?
Right.
Maybe. You with me here? Yeah. Okay. Good.
No, I agree. I mean, this is the problem. Like, the government needs restructuring. It doesn't work. I hate this idea that, like, oh, well, this is just how it works, so that's how it has to work. Why does it? Why can't it change? Why can't we do things differently? Why can't we improve things? Why can't we restructure things in a way where it benefits more people? There's no reason we can't. The only reason that not to is because there's people that are trying to stop it. And A solution for
Yeah,
that, I don't fucking know. Besides, voting locally, getting these fucking people in Congress and Senate, getting these judges, getting people who are getting people who actually fucking represent the people in politics.
Yeah, that's understandable. We do.
That
need
seems to be
doing
the only
more.
solution.
We can't just let government run around doing whatever it needs to. We need to rein it in.
So,
and we need to make sure that it's accountable.
So you in agreement that pretty much the only thing, the most important thing to do right now, because we both agree the presidency is not as important. We need to be voting on that down ballot, and all the vote locally, vote for all the because that is what's important. People need to be looking up their local, because and you touched on this earlier, and I wanted to bring it up. This really comes back to what the biggest problem is with the political process in this country is too much uninformed voting. Too many people don't know what the fuck they're voting for. They don't know
or the reasons why they should vote, because the most detrimental thing to a democracy is unenlightened voters. I unenlightened, a little loose with the enlightenment. I'm sorry, but when it comes to understanding issues and the way things work and how they should work, as opposed to idealism, we need to be doing a better job of educating people, not talking down to them, but being straightforward about.
Right.
Well, okay. Some people get confused. Oh, I hate Obamacare, but when you bring up the actual name, the Affordable Care Act, they're like, oh, I'm okay with it. It's kind of an interwoven tribalism, I would say, that we need to dispel immediately, and then work on elucidating the reasons for voting, why people should vote, and I know it's piling on the big heap of politics. I want to keep y'all informed as best as possible because I ain't got anything else to do in my pitiful life. But what was it? Shit, on the tip of my tongue. Yes, we need to make sure that people can actually go and vote. We need to have voting day off.
Yeah, voting days should be
election day should be a holiday.
Yeah,
no ifs, ands, or buts.
National election days should be a national holiday, and primary days should be state holidays.
Yeah, that's fine. I would be perfectly fine with that.
Because people need more people
penalized.
More people need to be voting in primaries as well. That.
Nobody should be penalized by their by their employer. Nobody should be penalized by their employer by having that day off, by exercising their constitutional right to vote. Nobody.
Chelsea says it's actually pretty difficult to research what local constituents' values are.
They don't have to make it known, but if you meet with these people. Usually, if you can meet with these people and figure out what they're about, try your best.
Yeah. That's the thing, and it's really hard because it's hard to do like a decent campaign when you're just a small local person. Although I don't understand why all these people don't have websites. Everyone should have a fucking website that here's my values, here's my platform, here's what I fucking stand for, here's what I want to accomplish, here's what I want to get done.
They should have that next to the election ballot.
Right. Yes. Here's what they should have. If they don't want to put it because they can't put it on the ballot because it's too much shit, there should be in the voting booths. There should be a little fucking pamphlet that you can go through, or maybe even when you're lining up to go wait to vote, you could have like a little pamphlet. They could give out a little thing you could look at, and each fucking candidate. Here's each candidate that's running in each fucking race for each fucking position. Here's what each of them stands for. Here's what each of them is running on,
Yeah,
That information
that
should
was-
all be right there for voters. Because you know what? Even if you do research shit, you should have that last minute little look. Just okay. Wait a minute. Okay, this person's running for this. And what was their what do they support again? Oh yes, that's right. Okay, so I'm voting for this person, this person, this person, and this person. Okay, good. Now I remember. You know, rather than having to remember all these names in your head and hope you fucking vote for the right ones,
yeah, or if
or
they're
just
not even on the ballot,
blindly check. That's what I used to do. I used to just go. I know that the Canadian voting process is a little different, but it's kind of similar. You go to the vote. There's different people running for different positions, and the way I did it, I was just okay. Who's in my party? Okay, yes, you've got an L next to your name, so I'm voting for you. Because
yeah.
Liberal Party
So-
voting, which I really wish I realized. I wish I was more up on the New Democratic Party or the Green Party back then, because I would have voted for either one of those way before
Yeah.
the fucking Liberal Party. But whatever, you live and learn.
Yeah.
I didn't know what a neoliberal. I didn't understand what a neoliberal was yet.
No,
I
no,
just-
it's fine. Not everybody kind of comes to those definitions in their own way
Yeah.
and time, and then that's fine. Now, I don't know. We have talked about politics for about an hour
Yeah.
and 40 minutes. Why don't we? Actually, wait. Why am I telling you this? This is your show. I'm sorry.
Well, I have some more stories if you want to take a look at a couple articles.
Oh.
We don't have to delve deep into them, but
Oh,
you
that's
wanna
fine.
take a
That's
look at some
perfectly fine.
headlines.
right.
Let's see. What do I have here? We have blind people shouted at in the streets for not social distancing. So,
Okay, how stupid do you have to be to yell at blind people? Because they don't exactly have echolocation. They don't see people. They don't
Yeah.
see shit.
I mean, I
What
feel
the
like
fuck?
it's kind of incumbent on people walking around out in public to be like, "Oh, there's a blind person. I should probably avoid them." You know?
Well,
like-
I mean, aren't most of them carrying white canes? That's how
Yeah.
you can tell.
Yeah, that's how you can
Like,
tell, dude.
okay.
They're usually wearing sunglasses and they have a fucking white cane or some kind of cane that
Like-
you can tell the difference between a blind person cane and a fucking my hip broke cane, you know?
Oh yeah, yeah. Those sorts of canes are easy to spot. I don't know why people are just, I don't know, off their goddamn rocker when it comes to this. You're. I almost wish I was blind. I would have yelled at them.
Yeah. So apparently, was this Julia Wensley, 58, from West London? Oh, so this is going on in the UK. Interesting.
Oh, boy.
Said she's been shouted at by others while going on her walks. She said, "People will shout at you, keep your distance, keep your distance." And because I can't really see them, they need to be right near me. You can't see the queue outside as it's spread out, so there may be people just crowding around, so you'll walk over and people will shout at you, "Get into the queue." Yeah, so I can understand how this might be frustrating, but I don't really know how you avoid it. Well, aside from, people need to be less ignorant, obviously, be like, yeah, that person is blind. If I was this blind person, I'd honestly just snap back at them and be like, "Excuse me, motherfucker, I can't see shit. You know, maybe you could help me out instead of jumping down my throat and yelling at me and say, hey, you're actually, you know, in a crowd of people right now. You might want to stand over here. You know, hey, it's fucking hard to be a blind person, yo." I'll fully fucking admit that.
Like,
I would
like
not.
how dense. What kind of a brainless troglodyte yells at a blind person to keep their distance? What fucking reality are we living in? I want to know what reality is so spectacular that you gotta yell at blind people for something like this.
Cause I don't know, dude. Like, people are just not considering. I think here's the thing, especially in a crisis like this, people are looking for an excuse to like be vindicated in some way and be like, oh, well, you're doing something to wrong me. So they like are quick to jump down anyone's fucking throat. Also, I think there's probably a more of an air of fear, especially in the UK, where things are more progressive and see, I would say more reasonable, but they take it to the extreme where it's almost not reasonable anymore. But that's neither here nor there.
Their legal system is stretched, to say the least. But I digress.
But that's the problem. Like, I can kind of see how people might be more on edge and be like, get away from me, you're going to give me the virus. But yeah, like, I guess as long as this person is wearing a fucking mask, because if they're not wearing a mask, then maybe it's their own fault, like, on some level, because it's like,
yeah,
put on a fucking mask so that, because you know you're gonna end up close to people, but I mean, there's not really much you can do besides that. Here's something interesting. Apparently, a driver was arrested after asking border agents if he could buy weed off of them. And
oh my,
yeah, so some idiot,
I have no words.
Some idiot went to a Canadian border agent, drove up to the border, the inspection area, and
oh god,
asked the fucking officers if he could buy weed off of them, and then they realized that he was not only had he been smoking weed, but he had been drinking alcohol.
Oh boy. And I've had my fair share of instances of visiting with the Canadian Border Service Agency, and they are not, I repeat, not friendly.
No, they're not.
I got, okay, the very first time I went over the border, like in 2013, right? I said, yeah, I'm a lab rat, and they asked what it entailed, and do you take the drugs with you? No. Do you do them? I do them in the study area in X city. I'm like, oh well, do you know anybody in Canada at all who can verify? And I gave them the number, and the guy we were going to visit, I shit you not, he answered he called them back. He didn't answer right away. He called them back and he asked, why did I get a call from this number? Oh, it doesn't matter. National security. In Canada. In Canada. Okay? In Canada.
Dude, Canada is paranoid about their national security. Really, like, you'd think it's just America, but no, dude, Canada is... And yeah, no, those...
you'd be surprised, because I've had to deal with CBA on our side, too.
Yeah. Oh no, both sides are not friendly, dude. I mean, border agents in general.
They saw my duffel bag that I had brought with me when I went up there the second time, and they asked, "Whose social security number is this?" And I'm like, it's just a bag I picked up from somewhere. It's literally got all my clothes in it." And like, okay, well, can I inspect it a little bit? Yeah, go ahead.
Dude.
Then I was left there for like a minute. And they said, I asked, could I get back in the car? Yeah, you can get back in the car. We're done. Oh, okay.
Dude,
like,
they're super suspicious of anything. The worst time I've ever had was with a Canadian border agent, going back into my own country. Okay, I had been gone.
Refused, by the way.
I had been gone for a few weeks, and coming back in, they got super suspicious of me. I don't know what happened, but they were just like, oh yeah, we go over here, we gotta check you. They started going through my luggage. They started going through my phone. They found, because I've got two phones, because, you know, I got a new one. And I still keep my old one, because I like to multitask with them, you know. And they found it, and they start, like, going through it. And they see a picture of my fucking little sister, and they're like, who is this? Is she over 18? I'm like, this is my sister. Yes, she's over 18, but what would be the difference if she wasn't? Because she's my fucking sister! Like, well, get the fuck out of here, dude.
Lord.
And oh my god. He found my vape, like the case that my vape was in. He picks it up, he's like, what's inside this? I'm like, my vape. He's like, so if I open this, I'm gonna see a vape. And I'm like, yes, dude. He's like,
Oh god.
you're saying that you vape. I'm like, oh my god, yes. Like, what? Why is this so fucking hard? Why are these motherfuckers so goddamn skeptical of every little fucking thing?
Because, okay, believe it or not, a lot of the border security agent people are technically officers of the law, and lying to them gets you in deep trouble.
Yeah.
Even though, as a United States citizen, I can't be denied re-entry to my country, ever. Even
that's
if
the
I had
weird
done-
thing. That's the weird thing. What, could I have been denied re-entry to Canada? I don't feel like I could have. I feel
No,
like
you can't. It is damn near impossible to be denied re-entry into your country unless you're stateless or there's been some sort of case.
that was the thing that blew my mind, because I was like, dude, I've only been gone for so long. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going back into my and my guard was down too, because I'm like, yeah, there's nothing I have to worry about. I'm finally home. You know, I'm back. I don't have to worry. They're not gonna give me any more shit. I'm not gonna have to go through security again, and it's fine. You know, I just go. But then it's like, no, we got to extra check you. It's like, what? You get the fuck out of here. But by the way, I'm gonna say, because Harry Rodman in the chat was like, whoa, but it's legal in Canada though, right? I'm gonna explain to you everything that this person did wrong, and exactly why, because you may not realize it at a first glance, but because first of all, he was intoxicated. Okay, he had not only weed in his system but alcohol. He had both in his car, which means if he went to the border, they view that as you're trying to traffic weed across the border. And if he had open containers of alcohol, that's even worse. That'll get him in more trouble because he's been driving with that shit. He's getting in even more trouble because he's driving intoxicated. And yeah, he's asking the border agents, can I buy weed off of you? Look, it's legal to buy weed in Canada. It is absolutely not legal to bring weed across the border in either direction. Yeah. So, in fact, and I actually learned this is interesting, because I smoke CBD, okay? And I learned that it is illegal. It's not illegal to bring CBD into America, because it's fully legal in America, but it's actually illegal to bring CBD into Canada, because in Canada CBD is still is still classified as marijuana, so you're still technically bringing marijuana into the country if you bring anything with CBD.
So most of you already know that.
Fun fact.
For Canadians who want to cross the border into the U.S., you cannot, under any circumstance, say that you are coming down or going up for weed.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because
if you tell them that,
it is an automatic, permanent life ban from entering this country.
Yep. You cannot tell them I'm going to Canada to buy weed. You can't say I smoked weed while I was in Canada.
Canadians can't come down and do the same.
Yeah, you can't. And it's fucked up. It's fucked up.
It's in some states it's legal, but federally,
that's the problem.
It's federally illegal, and the reasons for it are actually stupid. Like, I watched a Penn and Teller episode about it, and it is pretty patently clear that marijuana does have health benefits, and as a matter of fact, there are federal marijuana recipients. They get government weed.
Yeah, that's the thing that blows my mind. Like, there's people that literally, like, they get it from their doctors. It's completely, like, fine. And, in fact, they need it to survive or for their pain management or whatever. But the country still views it as federally illegal. And the country... a federal agent could theoretically bust that person and be like, you have an illegal narcotic on you. And because I love how, because we're a country that supposedly believes in states' rights and states' laws, but fuck that. We're just gonna have overarching federal laws about things that many states have decided isn't a problem, and it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It just serves to perpetrate an unnecessary drug war, more fucking deaths, more fucking people incarcerated.
It's literally, it's a war against certain drugs. Alcohol and tobacco are fine because they're taxed and regulated. But
well, let's be honest about what it is.
Drugs.
It's not a war against drugs. It's a war against black people. Let's be fucking honest, guys.
Oh,
That's right. I'm woke, guys. I'm woke. Remember to donate to me because I'm fucking woke, dude. I'm fucking. It's like, true that I don't know, dude.
Slavery.
It's a war on minorities and poor people, dude.
Yeah, if you exist in this country and you ain't a billionaire, fuck you. That's essentially what the establishment has always said. If you don't have the riches and the glory, you don't get the kingdom.
Yeah. Okay, so let me I'm gonna grab one more of these. Oh, okay, yeah, I actually wanted to talk about this one. And this is probably gonna be the last one we look at. I like this, dude. Drive-through wake allows public to offer condolences. So, a Rhode Island... Sorry?
A drive-through wake.
Yeah, dude. So a Rhode Island funeral home is offering drive-through calling hours. What that means? Let me get to the point of this article. God damn it, I don't care about this family's story, dude. Just tell me.
It's superfluous. Give us the real meat of the issue.
Okay, basically this I'll put it on the fucking screen. This Rhode Island funeral home is allowing people to now if you want to have a funeral, since social distancing and all that, you can just go have people drive through and it's a good idea. But the reason I wanted to talk about it is actually because I've long thought, and I actually used to joke about this even back when I was a Christian. In fact, I thought it was hilariously funny then because I used to make fun of like people who would only go to church like on special occasions, and I used to joke like, oh well, soon they'll just have drive-through churches, where people just drive through, say a prayer, get a little sermon on CD for $5, they put their fucking offering or whatever, get a little sermon CD, and then get prayed for, and then they drive on, and it takes like a couple minutes. And now that this coronavirus shit is happening, I'm like, you know what? That's actually a good fucking idea. Let's do that. I've actually long thought, yeah, dude, let's you know what? Church is such a waste of fucking time. All these fucking Christians, they feel the need, they feel like they need this little ritual in their life. So why waste the fucking time? Just drop the pretense, have a little drive-through fucking sermon, Hail Mary, full of grace. Hey, here's a little fucking cracker and some non-alcoholic wine because you're driving. Now get and a prayer. Now get the fuck out of here.
Hey, just think about it. They could order the pre-made communion wine and wafer, 500 of them for like $100, or just give them to the fucking people who drive up. Here's your communion. Have fun.
Yeah, dude.
Don't drink and drive.
Drive through communion, dude. Non-alcoholic wine, of course. I mean, the churches I went to growing up always had grape juice.
See, there's a city not too far away from me that has a drive-through liquor store. And let me tell you, a drive-through liquor store.
What store? A drive-through liquor store. What city is this? I need to know what city this is.
If you have to know, it's West Fargo.
Wait, which state?
North Dakota.
No, West Fargo, North Dakota. Okay, well,
yeah.
If we're ever driving through West Fargo, North Dakota, we need to stop at the drive-through liquor store, dude. Okay.
It's right off of Center in Maine. You can't miss it.
Do they offer
right next
like
to the Taco John's and the bar?
Dude, a drive
a liquor store next to a bar.
a drive-through bar, dude. That's what's next.
Oh, no, that would be a really bad prank. A drive-through bar. Shit.
New Church and Dash,
Get-
dude.
Get some tacos on the way there.
Yeah, dude. Hey, I want a drive-through bar. That'd be dope, dude. Because sometimes I just want to take a shot and get back in my car and get home, dude.
Take a shot, take a knee. Thank you, God. I'm gonna get back on the freeway. All right, we're out of here.
I'm
We're outta
guessing
here.
they
What's
have
that?
like I'm guessing they have some kind of rule where it's like, okay, you gotta take this now and put it in your back seat or whatever. Because I mean that's how you're supposed
it's
to
gotta-
drive with alcohol.
It's got to be in your back seat and unopened, and usually I just put the fucking shit in the trunk and like, all right, well, nobody's gonna be touching this, and if they search the trunk, it's gonna be unopened anyways.
Dude, imagine like someone just like goes to the drive-through and it just like, yeah, can I get a beer? It's like, you want a case? Nah, just one's good. And then it's just, okay, here you go. It just like cracks it open, starts drinking it right there. I picture
Don't
some.
drink and drive.
I
Don't
picture.
drink and drive. You may spill your beer, eh?
Yeah, dude. I picture some fucking idiot doing that. You guys, there's a drive-through daiquiri place 2 blocks from a drive-through daiquiri place 2 blocks
Drive-through
from your
daiquiri,
house.
okay.
How did we miss that, dude? It's near Chelsea and TJ's house, dude. A drive-through. So wait, you can get a daiquiri. You can drive up, be like, yeah, I'd like 2 daiquiris, please.
A daiquiri sounds good. There's not a lot of work.
Wow.
They do, but yeah, dude. How the dude? Okay, next time we're in Louisiana. Never mind, fuck North Dakota. Louisiana's closer.
Oh wow. I've never been to Louisiana. How sweaty is it there? I mean,
Oh
how
my
humid?
god. Oh my god, so sweaty. So humid,
Oh,
dude. Although, hey, we weren't there as long. We were in Georgia for longer. So,
Oh.
Georgia was even worse, dude.
Dude, the
Oh,
night
I feel
drive,
sorry for you.
Like, the windows kept getting steamed up.
Yeah, dude, the windows were all
Oh,
steamy at night and we could barely see. It was fucking terrible, dude.
A
It's like-
giant alcoholic slushy that's served in a cup with a straw. That
Damn.
sounds like a daiquiri.
Damn,
Yeah.
dude. A drive-through daiquiri, dude. Maybe they they get away with it because they've got like a low amount of alcohol in it. That's
Maybe. I'm hoping they burn it. I'm hoping they burn that drink. I really do. I wanna get hammered. I'm gonna be the passenger anyways.
Yeah,
I don't fucking drive. Just give me
maybe
the
they're just
alcohol.
like, this is only for the passenger. If you're driving, you don't get
Oh,
one,
yeah.
or you have to
Mm.
save it until later,
Mm.
dude. Yeah, that's gonna
Oh.
happen.
You know, it sounds really good right now. Some
They have,
peach
like-
mellow yellow with a little bit of honey bourbon.
Yeah, dude.
Mm.
Yeah, Chelsea says they have like 20 flavors and you can get lots of shots added. Dude, yeah, fuck
Oh.
Louisiana, dude. That's insane to me that exists.
Oh, wow. That's on my bucket list now.
Dude, this state is
Go
so
down
full of
there.
drunk drivers. I'd expect that to exist here, dude.
Fuck.
Today's extremely humid. Yeah, dude, y'all need to get
Oh.
out of Louisiana. Fuck the South, yo. I mean, hey, it's kind of hot here, but it's a dry heat, so it's fine. I'm one of those people, dude. I turned into one of those people. It's a dry heat. I'm doing apologetics for the
Yeah.
desert, dude.
Shit.
I'm a desert
Shit.
apologist.
No. I grew up in Central California. Dry heat
Uh,
doesn't mean shit.
No, that's
106.
She's like, no, they're super intoxicating. They don't tell you any rules. God damn, dude. This place should be
Oh,
fucking
wow.
investigated. This is... I don't know how the fuck this place is still open, dude.
Oh, wow.
I don't know how the fuck... There's so many... There's more? How the fuck are there places like that open, dude? I don't get it. So yeah, in contrast, the idea of a drive-through church giving out a little bit of wine seems kind of okay, dude. Yeah, here's like a tiny little sip of wine, dude.
Here's your half half jigger of your Manischewitz wine.
The body of Christ, yeah. Well,
The body of Christ. He's so toned, don't you know?
yeah, dude. But he is, dude. Dude, I'm convinced most
Korean.
Christians just have a boner for Jesus.
Jesus boner.
Oh, you know
It's the
what?
wonder boner.
I actually wanted to ask you about this since you talked about the lab rat thing.
All right.
Here's a story. University will pay you $3,500 to get the flu and book you at a 10-day stay at Hotel Influenza. I don't.
Okay. If I wasn't desperate for money, sure, just to help. But for $3,500 in a 10-day stay, I'd rather just sit at home and get the flu.
Yeah. I don't know what the point of this hotel is. Let's see.
Hotel Influenza sounds like a code name for an atomic bomb test.
It sounds like
Hotel Influenza.
it sounds like the testing site for COVID-20, yo.
Oh.
Like,
COVID-20.
I don't know, dude. It sounds suspect to me. Let's see. University researchers are hoping that $3,500 will convince enough people to risk possibly suffering through a bout of diarrhea, fever, body aches, and other flu symptoms in the name of science. The pitch is for volunteers to willingly expose themselves to the influenza virus after receiving either the flu vaccine or a placebo in hopes that the results will lead to a better understanding of the illness. Oh, so they're gonna give people. Yeah, I don't want that, dude.
I wouldn't either.
I would do it.
That's not for $3,500.
Yeah,
I guarantee if I ask my roommates, hey, do you want $3,500 to get the flu and have a 10-day stay? They would look at me and go, the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, let's see. I want to hear about this hotel. The study will require volunteers to be quarantined for 10 days at the university's former hotel, which was converted into a research room suite and is now being dubbed Hotel Influenza. Yeah, dude, that sounds scary as fuck. Volunteers will stay in hotel-style rooms with private bathrooms, television, and internet. Researchers will observe the volunteers, conduct blood and lung tests, and take nose swabs to see if they are infected with the flu. They will not be able to. They will not be able to leave until they test negative for 2 days. So yeah, that $3,500. No, thank you, dude.
I would totally do that.
Try $35,000, and I'll consider it.
$350,000, and you know what? I'll donate half to charity.
350,000. There you go. Yeah, this is kind of horrifying. Oh, I forgot. I actually Chess sent me some stories that she wanted me to look at.
Okay. I mean, we can look at those too.
You don't have to stick around if you don't want to.
No, I'm gonna stick around. I got really nothing to do.
Dope.
And besides, I'm here to entertain.
Hell yeah, dude. Okay, so. Oh, where are they now? Oh.
Where are they now? That's a great show.
Where are they now? Yeah, dude. Okay. With Wisconsin Supreme Court strikes down state's stay-at-home order.
Yeah, that one was a complete bungle, by the way, because the Wisconsin Supreme Court was staffed with conservatives, so it was kind of a foregone conclusion. And then they, if memory serves me correctly, I might be jumping ahead of you here. They decided to open up all the bars, and the bars got swamped. Did they not?
Yeah. Yeah, the bars were like... The bars got like... What you were telling me, like the bars got filled on like day one?
Yeah, they were packed.
Oh, yeah.
They were packed, and of course, like, I'm sorry, like... These people are so dumb. You really think you're gonna go to like a crowded place and not be spreading this shit? Like, I wouldn't be surprised if most of these people got sick afterwards.
More than likely. COVID-19 is highly contagious. Like, if you have the flu, 3 people will get it if you're around.
By
But
the
if you have
way,
COVID-19, 87 will.
right. By the way, can I just say, because I don't think enough people realize this. I believe, what was it? The CDC came out, or someone came out and said that the 6 feet that we apparently need to stay away from each other is not enough, and the virus
Yeah.
can actually travel up to 15 feet, I believe.
Yeah, 4.5 meters.
So
They're suggesting 4.5 meters.
yeah,
6
so
feet is just about 2 meters. So you got to stay about 14, 15 feet away.
yeah, so these people that think, well, I'll go out, but I'll just stay 6 feet away from everyone and then I'll be safe. No, you won't be. Because the virus can travel far, especially if there's wind or air conditioning or whatever it's stuff is blowing around. You don't know, dude.
Yeah, it is just ridiculously contagious. And I've seen people go, oh, only 0.05% mortality rate. That's not the fucking point. I don't want to catch this shit.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to catch this shit.
But look,
Nobody.
here's what I'm gonna say. If individuals, because whatever, I'm for states' rights, okay? So if a state wants to say no stay-at-home order, then guess what? That entire state should now be quarantined. No one is allowed to enter or leave that state without being tested.
Yeah.
Because
at that rate,
now
you're just
that state... Sorry.
You're just asking for massive
Yeah.
infection rates.
Yeah.
And an overwhelming of local and state structures that are already usually just superbly understaffed, even when there's not a pandemic going on. And it's fucking frustrating to see these people who willingly endanger other people's lives because they themselves feel inconvenienced about not getting a haircut or not going to the salon, not going to the bar.
That's the thing.
Bullshit.
These people are inconvenienced, and it's like, oh, this is it's not fair. Like, I can't do what I want to do, and it's so simple-minded and fucking like.
And Trump supports it.
Yeah. It's so selfish and dumb. But here's the thing, because these fucking states, like. You want to be a hotbed for coronavirus? Go ahead. But how dare you fucking infect the rest of us? I say let's close off Wisconsin. Let's say fuck with Wisconsin. They're now under quarantine. They can all run about their state and do whatever the fuck they want, but they don't get to leave it. They don't get to spread spread this shit to the rest of the fucking country that's trying to fucking combat this thing the best we fucking can when the people in our fucking government don't even know what's up. Trump apparently said, fewer tests means fewer coronavirus cases. Tests are overrated. How does that even come close to making sense? If we test people less, there will...
He doesn't make any fucking sense. He doesn't care. He doesn't give a shit. If it doesn't personally affect him, he may as well just be a jellyfish swimming in the ocean, totally unaware of whatever is going on around him.
Yeah.
And you know what? His ignorance dooms everybody.
It does.
It does.
Well, that's why you gotta vote blue no matter who, dude.
I want to laugh, but I also want to cry. I want to cry a lot.
I want to cry too, dude. It's a sad state of affairs. It really is.
It's dark times. It's fucking dark times.
It really is.
Or in this case, dork times.
Yeah, dude.
Dork time.
Okay, so I think I'm gonna end this about here. I was gonna get into Paper Mario, but I know you're not too interested in the Nintendo shit.
Yeah, I'm kind of a Luddite. I don't have new Nintendo stuff.
Yeah.
I don't.
I'm probably gonna.
I was gonna hand it off to you if you really did want to do a rant. Though
yeah.
I'm a horrible foil for that. I apologize.
I'm a little tired to go on a rant about that right now. So I'm probably gonna save that for my next stream, or maybe we'll talk about it on Underhaven, or maybe I'll do an individual video. I don't know, but I'm gonna.
You should do it on Underhaven. You should do it because I know for a fact you're gonna get positive results every time.
Maybe we will do it on Underhaven. But yeah, thanks everyone for hanging out. Thanks for watching. Speaking of Underhaven, make sure to subscribe to Underhaven. We're gonna be doing a show tomorrow, I believe. I know Animancer was having some audio issues that we're probably gonna have to work on at some point. But Underhaven, and this Sunday we're gonna be doing a stream. Me, Chess, Animancer, and Chelsea are going to be doing a stream. We're going to be doing a Sunday Night Heathens over here this Sunday night on this channel. The topic is going to be sexy mythical creatures that people just want to fuck. That people want to get all fucking nasty with. Yeah, it's going to be a debaucherous, degenerate stream. So make sure to come watch.
It's gonna be full of lectures, I assure you.
Yeah, dude. So yeah, thanks everyone for chilling. We'll see you all next time. Peace out and piss off, yeah. And
good night, America.
And thanks, Hyan, for joining. It was fucking awesome as always.
Indeed, you're very welcome.
Hell yeah, dude. Peace out.